Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson. We've got an exciting show for you this week. I was actually able to spend some time hunting in front of the camera on the late doe season that we just had here in Michigan. But before we get to that, Jimmy's got some other exciting stuff for us too.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We do have a few more things on this week's show, and this time of the year in the winter months, one thing that is a lot of fun is doing a little steelhead fishing on the river. Good friend and longtime supporter of the show, Mike Kennedy, gave me a call, said that he and his buddy were doing pretty darn good on the river, so we're going to tag along with them. After that, we're going to switch gears a little bit and do a little bunny hunting with stick and string. It's actually at an event that's coming up in a few weeks that you may want to be a part of. Lots of good things on this week's show, so you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. By Chappelle, a Michigan company providing shelters, sleds, and accessories for your time on the ice or in the woods. Featuring the FX Series flipovers, the new Wide House and Trail House pop-ups. Chappelle has you covered on the web at chappelle.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53 just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
Beautiful little fish.
Not too much better than a late December morning from the bow of a boat. Today we were after steelhead, and we had high hopes as we hit the water.
What we're gonna do, we're gonna start out with fishing spawn this morning. What I've got here, we're gonna float fish today, which means bobber fish.
Okay.
And so what I have advantage to, we have about 11.5 foot rod, and the advantage to that is you can keep your line off the water real well fishing these floats. So what we have is just a super simple setup. I've got a bobber with a weight underneath here to my snap swivel. Okay. And then I've got about 3 foot of 8-pound fluorocarbon here. Okay. And I shot pattern it down pretty evenly, just like that, right to the hook, and we'll put our spawn right on the hook here. So it's just simple as that.
Luke Baker and Mike Kennedy were nice enough to let me tag along this fine morning, and wouldn't you know, on Mike's first cast, the bobber was disappearing.
Beautiful little fish.
Nice.
Holy
nice.
cow. Beautiful fish.
Excellent.
Well, that was...
Michael, congratulations.
No problem.
Hey, second cast.
Cool. Nice fish.
Wow.
Gorgeous fish.
What a beautiful fish. And
Cool.
was that the
second cast? Well, Luke cast the first one for me. It was
Mike's
my first
cast.
cast.
Right.
Luke didn't know how to cast it very
Holy
good. He did
cow.
a very good job of putting her out there. So You know, so
Mike, how often do you get out steelhead fishing anymore?
you know, not as much as I used to when I was younger. I used to get out a lot, and you know, I got more involved in turkey hunting in the spring, and that really kind of dominates my time right now. And I still like to get out a couple times. And Luke come to work for Greenstone Farm Credit here just a couple years ago, and I got to know him, and he's a real avid fisherman. He's much more than a hunter, I think. And so he's kind of getting me back involved in this, and I can see why I'm missing out, I think.
Boy, I tell you.
So what we're gonna do is just kind of revive this fish here. Nice cold water, so it shouldn't take much, and just release her back. That's a nice little female. We're gonna release her right back to the river here. There she goes.
So that's how it works.
That's it right there. Good job, Michael.
All right.
Well, Luke and Mike both work for Greenstone Farm Credit. I found out a little bit more about what they actually do there.
Well, I mean, we're both agricultural loan officers, but the thing about Greenstone, there's always, we promote, you know, the outdoors. We are always financing hunting land, houses on a river, you know, basically anything recreational. That's what Greenstone does. So we're not just a agriculture bank. We do all kinds of outdoor stuff and promote the outdoors and love to be out here ourselves. And that's most employees you're going to run into are outdoorsmen themselves. So they understand when you want that 20, that 40, that 80, that 120 acres of hunting ground, and we finance it for you. We offer long-term fixed interest rates, and it's a great place to bank. It really, really is.
What a way to start the day. This bobber fishing for steelhead is really quite the way to go. Mike was using a spinning reel, and Luke was using a center pin reel. I asked Luke just how often he gets out on the river.
Probably 2 to 5 times a month this time of the year. I mean, December fishing, obviously you're not expecting big numbers here, but basically where we're at is, you know, you catch 6 to 8 fish in a day. It's great, and you see usually 1, 2, 3 guys on the river all day, and you don't have any competition usually. So, you know, you can come up to the river. You don't have to get here real super early, and typically the best time of the fishing is mid-morning to mid-afternoon when that water warms up a degree or two. Those fish get a little more active. Look at the size of that fish.
Holy smokes. What a beauty.
Wow.
Wow, walk me through what happened there. How far? That was a huge drift.
Yeah, that was I was fishing the top part of a run, fishing an island or center pin here. That was probably 115 yards down. My bobber went down, set the hook, and into this guy. Nice big male. Beautiful fish here. That's a 10, 11 pound fish.
What a beauty. Now, how long you figure he's been in the river?
This one's been in the river probably a month.
Okay.
Nice real peach cheek here. You can see he's starting to get a little winter color. He's been rubbing on a little gravel down here with the white sitting at the bottom of that hole. And
Then these guys will go right back out to the lake?
yep, this fish, this may be this fish's last spawning cycle, but we'll get him back here real quick, and he may do it again one more year. But he's getting, this is probably a 4 or 5 year old fish here. He's getting to the point where he's been here 3, 4 times, and he's done his thing. So, but what a beautiful fish.
Boy, nice job landing that thing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I have to say, watching Luke battle this fish for over 100 yards down the river, well, that was pretty impressive. We would hit a hole or a bend and then pick up and move down the river. Luke has asked me not to say just what river we were on today, other than we were in West Michigan. But no matter the river, the tactic will transfer to just about any of our steelhead rivers. The one thing that helped us today is that we had hit the river just perfectly, just after some rain and snow, and there were some fish in here that had not been messed with yet.
Beautiful job, Michael.
Whoa.
Look at that fish.
Oh my word, look at the colors on that. Boy, he's like purple.
Yeah.
Bright he is.
Oh man.
Nice job, young man.
Did it.
Congratulations.
God, gorgeous fish.
Yeah,
Look at the
what
color
a fish.
on that.
Yeah, beautiful fish. Nice little female, probably a 5 pounder. On spawn again, they like to spawn today, so
Nice. Beautiful.
we're hitting 1 to 2 fish a hole here, it seems like. So
That's right, because you missed him.
Oh, I think I got it. There you go. Cool.
Wow.
Nice fish.
Just revive them a little bit. Like I said, it doesn't take long in this water temperature here, and they seem to swim right away. Congratulations, Mike.
Thanks, Luke.
Now, the center pin reel that Luke was using is basically like a big fly rod reel. With no drag, the line just falls off this reel and can make for some very long, effortless, and effective drifts.
Well, we just hooked another one here. It's been a pretty good day, nice day out, overcast. Fish seem to be pretty active this morning.
Yeah. Now, how do you figure how much tension to give them?
Well, I guess that's just experience. I mean, it depends, really depends on what pound leader I'm fishing. I'm fishing 8 today, so I can give them a little more beef, but I remember when I first started fishing, I broke a lot of fish off just because I didn't know how much tension to put on the center pin here, but I always like when my hand's a little wet. Pin seems to slide a lot better, so.
The colors on these fish today was absolutely stunning. The camera has a hard time showing you just how magnificent these fish are, but hopefully you can see just how awesome they really can look this time of the year. With the fishing so good, even the cameraman got to take a turn.
You guys were fixing Mike's setup here, so you gave me one of the rods, and sure enough, it looks like I hooked into something here.
Oh, cool.
Is it a sucker?
It could be a monster sucker. Oh, he's still taking. It looks like a pretty fish.
Nice fish.
I don't know how much to yank on him.
Yeah, just take your time. We got all day to do nothing here besides catch some of these, so. That looks like a nice fish, Jimmy.
I think it is. Whoa! I don't think he's quite done yet. Here, come get a close-up of him here. It has been a long time since I've caught one of those.
Fish.
Look at the color.
He's a toad.
Oh. Wow.
What do you think there, Jim?
Well, I tell you what, this is a perfect day on the river. Good grief. Thank you, Luke.
Hey, you're so welcome.
Look at that fish. Dandy.
I don't even know how many fish we caught today. I lost track after a dozen or so. Each hole had fish, and we only lost 2 or 3 fish all day, which is pretty rare. I think we literally hit the river before anybody else had been in there in several days, and the fish had just moved into these holes, and they were ready to take our offerings. Bobber fishing is something you may want to try. It was so much fun on these long rods. Most of my bobber experience is with a worm, but this was a ton of fun, and to top off the day, Luke got out the grill.
What we're having today, and I've got to admit, my lovely wife Martha made this for us last night. We got a little venison backstrap here, and we got a little venison hamburger here. So, living off the land with this shore lunch, I guess. That is beautiful. Wow. Look at that fish, Mike. Nice job.
What a nice fish. Dang.
Yeah, what a dandy. What a
Gorgeous fish.
Yeah.
I gotta get a
Heck yeah.
There is still good steelhead fishing in many rivers, and if you haven't tried it, you may want to give it a try yet this winter. And don't forget to bring a few bobbers along. You may be surprised just how much fun watching them drift through a hole can be here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Hi, I'm Jordan Brown, and for this week's story, I'm here at the Sleepy Hollow State Park covering the annual bunny stomp, where this group of traditional bow hunters gather every year to chase rabbits with stick and string.
Well, I got started, I think this is our 6th year doing the bunny stomp. We call it the Michigan traditional bunny stomp. It's all traditional bow hunters. We're just a group of guys. A lot of us shoot league together, shoot different leagues together. We do a lot of talking on traditional forums because most of us are spread out all over the state. We get together. It's not about killing the rabbits when we come here because we do a lot more missing than actually hitting. It's about just having a good time, just a bunch of guys that have the same interest, the same type of hunting ethics and whatnot, and out here just to help out a good cause.
This was my first trip to the annual bunny stomp, and to be honest, I wasn't sure exactly what to expect. Chasing rabbits with stick and string is generally not the most effective method to kill rabbits, but is almost always a good time. This was no different, and on top of that, the guys had developed a raffle system to make this a charitable event.
I think we started the raffles and whatnot on the 3rd year when we started coming here to Sleepy Hollow. This place has been great to us. They take care of us really well here. Let us do the pavilion with the fireplace and all that. But then we decided let's start doing a raffle and see if we can't raise some money for a good organization. We used to do St. Jude's Children's Hospital the last 3 years. This year we changed and went to DeVos Children's Hospital. Just to keep it local, since we're all a bunch of local Michigan hunters, thought let's keep the donation here. Anything to help the kids out. So everybody just has a really good time. We get together, we shoot targets, we shoot what we call the iron bunny. If you hit the bunny, you blow up your arrow, or else you get a free raffle ticket if you make it through. So, and then a bunch of guys just get out, bust some brush, chase some bunnies around, come back, have a good lunch, and then we do the raffle, and it's just been a lot of fun every year.
Before the day's festivities had even began, everyone was talking about the Iron Bunny contest. Finally, after everyone had arrived, it was time to see what this was all about.
So one of the events we do is called the Iron Bunny. We started that, I think, 4 years ago when he came here to Sleepy Hollow as well. It's just a big sheet of steel with a rabbit painted on it. It's got a hole cut out in the middle. And what we do is we just have fun shooting at it. If you make it through the hole, you get a free raffle ticket. If you hit the iron, you blow up an arrow and you lose an arrow. So there'll be a lot of carnage at the end of it. It's kind of fun to see that. We always have a good time with that.
As luck would have it, Kevin was one of the few to leave the Iron Bunny with his arrow intact. Now it was time to hit the woods, and after hunting for a bit, I was able to catch up with one of the hunters and ask him why he makes it to this event every year.
Well, traditional bow hunting to me, it's just more of a challenge. Obviously, you're shooting at game a lot closer than with compound, which I started out with. Reason I come to this, it's just a good group of guys. We all get together. I think I've been coming to this now about 6 years, and it's just a lot of fun. We don't kill many rabbits, but you know, we just come out here and make the day and just have a good time talking, standing around, and getting together with guys I only see once a year.
Although the guys did lots of shooting, all but one unlucky rabbit made it out alive. It's always refreshing to see a group of hunters giving back to the community, and especially when it involves our youth. Special thanks to Kevin for letting me tag along, and also to those of you on Facebook who brought this hunt to our attention.
Well, as you can see, chasing those bunnies with traditional equipment can be pretty tough, and it's not about getting rabbits, it's about having fun. And that's actually going to be happening next month. That was last year's event. This year's event is going to be happening on February the 23rd at the Sleepy Hollow State Park. They're looking for families, they're looking for beagles. It's going to be a ton of fun. You may just want to check that out this year. Now, next on the show, we're going to transition and do a little deer hunting with our own Jenny Olson, who got to spend some time behind the gun on this hunt.
You may remember back to November 15th this past season when we introduced you to the Shadwald family in Lenawee County down in the southern part of the Mitten. We had a blast on that deer hunt, and Mike and Colleen Shadwald invited me to come back down and hunt the late doe season here. I hadn't taken a deer yet this year and was looking forward to getting some venison for the freezer and spending a couple of days with my new friends. Hello, hello! Woo! Hey, guys!
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, so we're back for late doe season.
You ready to whack some does?
Yeah, what's the plan, Colleen?
Shoot them.
Have you guys been seeing a lot of does?
Yeah, quite a few, so.
Well,
Shouldn't be that bad. I mean,
yeah.
as long as they come out tonight, they're there.
Every night. They're there every night.
So we're going out, you and I are heading out to a blind, and we're both bringing our guns, and we're bringing one camera, and we
Yep.
have a kind of a makeshift plan.
And we're winging.
All right. Might sound like a goose hunt or something, but...
Oh, well.
All right, cool. We'll see how it goes. Colleen and I were hunting a huge field on the family farm here, and with all this wide open space, it would be very important to know the yardage of the different spots, so when a shot presented itself, I'd be ready. That proved a bit more challenging than I had planned. Just as Mike and Colleen predicted, the does started filtering out into the field to feed about an hour before dark. We were in some tight quarters in this little blind, so trying to get both camera and gun on any particular doe as they moved through was proving to be a little tougher than expected. On a couple of different occasions, some does would make their way past us, and I'd try to get an accurate range on them, put down the rangefinder, shoulder the shotgun, and get off a shot. Well, usually by that point, the does would be out of camera shot for Colleen. Finally, with shooting light fading fast, some young does came out and gave us another chance. I shot just under this doe and she ran off unscathed. Not what I had hoped for with the camera over my shoulder, but it was a good reminder for me that when it comes to shotgun hunting, a little difference in yardage can make a huge difference. I misjudged how far out that deer was and my shot dropped short. We checked for any blood just to be sure, but I was heading back to camp empty-handed tonight. The next morning, we changed it up a bit and hit the woods instead of the field. Mike would be running the camera this morning, and we were perched in a two-person tree stand with a good view of this patch of woods where the deer moved back through from feeding to bedding. We had a couple of does come through, but hunting with a camera always adds an element of difficulty to trying to get a clear shot for both hunter and cameraman. We waited and saw a doe coming through much closer than the others had been, and she was behind us, so we stood up and got turned around to wait for a good shot. This doe was just browsing around out here and had Mike and I scrambling from left to right and back again, trying to get it all worked out.
Yeah.
You got her. You got her.
That doe made us wait and wait and wait. Mike and I had to get turned around in this double tree stand here and wait and wait and wait. It's so cold. But she was a little skittish. She knew something was up, but I think we got a good shot on her as opposed to last night. So let's go check it out, eh? That doe didn't get too far, and with a heavy blood trail and fresh snow, the tracking job was easy. Now, for those of you who are wondering why I was still whispering after the shot, it's because both Colleen and Mike's brother Rob were still out hunting not too far away. We figured it would be better for both of them if we weren't too loud out here. But believe me, I was pretty excited to be walking up on a deer. It had been a long drought with no fresh venison for the dinner table. But the drought was over. This was a nice big mature doe, and suddenly my miss from the night before didn't sting quite so much. Yeah, she's done. Hi. Beautiful doe. Goodness. That was, thank you, Mike, for letting me come back out here and for running the camera. My goodness. This was pretty exciting. It took a couple tries, but We got it done. I got some venison for the freezer. Sweet. Very cool. Thanks again. Awesome. That sure was a lot of fun down there on that doe hunt with Mike and Colleen, and I had a great time hanging out with some brand new friends of mine. Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you stay tuned. We are out trying to get some ice fishing stories for you. I'm up in the UP this week on Lake Gogebic at the Mark Martin Ice Fishing School. Hopefully we'll have a great story for you from here. And in the meantime, if you'd like to know where we're at, what we're up to, you can always check us out on our Facebook page.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Facebook has been a great way for us to interact with viewers, and we have kind of changed the way we do our online episodes. We have full episodes of the show there every week, but now for the new year, actually, if you're an iPhone user or an iPad user, you can watch the show on those devices, and now pretty much any mobile device across the state if you have a cell phone signal. Kind of a new feature for this year. Now, next week's show, we're going to do a little hare hunting in the Upper Peninsula with the president of Lake Superior State. You're not going to want to miss that story. We're also going to have a little ice fishing for you. Hopefully, we have a few irons in that fire. And then we're going to have some updated information on deer regulations as it pertains to next year's season. So lots of good stuff coming up on next week's show, so you stay tuned right here on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Showspan, producing consumer shows including Outdoorama February 21st through the 24th at Novi's Suburban Collection Showplace. The show features tackle, trips, boats, outfitters, wildlife encounters, and of course Big Buck Night. That's Outdoorama in Novi February 21st through the 24th. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meijer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meijer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meijer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rain.